The ancient Sumerians were one of the earliest known civilizations, flourishing in Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq, between the 4th and 3rd millennium BCE. They were a polytheistic society, with a complex pantheon of gods and goddesses that played an integral role in their daily lives. This essay aims to explore the fascinating world of ancient Sumerian deities, their characteristics, roles, and importance in the civilization's culture and religion. The creation story. The Sumerians had a creation story that revolved around the primordial god, Anu. According to the myth, Anu created the first beings, the primordial deities, who then gave birth to the world and everything in it. These deities included Enki, the god of water, and Ninhursag, the goddess of fertility. Enki was responsible for creating the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which were the lifelines of Mesopotamia. Ninhursag, on the other hand, was responsible for creating plants and animals. The Pantheon of Gods. The Sumerian pantheon consisted of hundreds of deities, each with their own unique characteristics, roles, and responsibilities. These gods and goddesses were worshipped in temples throughout the land and were believed to have control over various aspects of life, including agriculture, war, fertility, and the weather. Anu. Anu was the chief god of the Sumerian pantheon, often referred to as the father of the gods. He was associated with the sky and was believed to have control over the universe. Anu was depicted as a bearded figure, often wearing a horned hat and carrying a staff. He was worshipped in temples throughout Mesopotamia, with the most important being in the city of Uruk. Enlil. Enlil was the god of wind and storms, often depicted carrying a mace and a thunderbolt. He was responsible for controlling the weather and was also considered the god of agriculture. Enlil was one of the most important deities in the Sumerian pantheon and was worshipped in several major temples, including the one in Nippur. Enki. Enki was the god of water and wisdom, often depicted holding a vase from which streams of water flow. He was responsible for creating the Tigris and Euphrates rivers and was associated with the creation of the world. Enki was also the patron god of craftsmen and artisans and was worshipped in the city of Eridu. Inanna. Inanna was the goddess of love, fertility, and war. She was the daughter of the moon god, Nanna, and was associated with the planet Venus. Inanna was often depicted with wings, carrying a bow and arrow, and wearing a horned helmet. She was worshipped in several major cities, including Uruk and Babylon. Nanna. Nanna was the god of the moon, often depicted as a bearded man carrying a staff. He was one of the oldest deities in the Sumerian pantheon and was worshipped in several major cities, including Ur and Haran. Nanna was associated with wisdom and was believed to have control over the tides and the menstrual cycle. Ninhursag. Ninhursag was the goddess of fertility and was often depicted as a mother figure, nursing a baby. She was responsible for creating plants and animals and was associated with the earth. Ninhursag was worshipped in several major cities, including Lagash and Adab. Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was a legendary king and hero in Sumerian mythology. He was believed to have been two-thirds god and one-third human and was famous for his great strength and wisdom. Gilgamesh was the protagonist of the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the earliest known works of literature. In the epic, Gilgamesh embarks on a quest for immortality, seeking the advice of the gods to overcome death. Although he ultimately fails in his quest, his story continues to be told and revered to this day. The role of the gods in society. The gods played an integral role in Sumerian society, with their influence felt in all aspects of daily life. They were believed to control the natural world and were responsible for ensuring the fertility of the land, the success of crops, and the well-being of the people. As such, they were worshipped in temples throughout the land, with priests and priestesses serving as intermediaries between the gods and the people. In addition to their religious importance, the gods were also believed to play a role in the governance of society. Kings and rulers were often believed to have been chosen by the gods, with their authority deriving from divine mandate. This belief in the divine right of kingship ensured that rulers were seen as more than mere mortals, with their actions and decisions guided by the will of the gods. The afterlife. The Sumerians believed in an afterlife, with the soul traveling to the underworld after death. The underworld was ruled by the goddess Ereshkigal and her consort, the god Nergal. The journey to the underworld was perilous, with the soul required to pass through 7 gates and to give up various possessions along the way. Upon reaching the underworld, the soul would be judged by Ereshkigal, with the fate of the soul determined by its deeds in life. The gods of ancient Sumeria played a crucial role in the civilization's culture, religion, and society. They were believed to have control over the natural world and were responsible for ensuring the fertility of the land and the well-being of the people. Their influence was felt in all aspects of daily life, with their worship central to the functioning of society. The gods of ancient Sumeria continue to fascinate and intrigue us to this day, with their myths and stories continuing to be told and revered by people all over the world.